We are told we have freedom of speech. This is a lie. Regulations exist. We are told we have the right to bear arms, yet laws abound as to how we can defend ourselves and property. We are told we have financial freedom, yet the government forces us to contribute to the bankrupt Social Security system. We are told we have a free market, yet we are overwhelmed by exhaustive regulations about who we can employ, how we can run our companies, how we choose to live, what we can eat, where we can invest, how to pay for our health care. The tax code alone is over 10,000 pages. This is not a free market we have, nor has it been close to a free market in a long, long time. When you realize the exhaustive ways in which our freedoms have decomposed, you must realize that this is not a liberated nation. We are not a free people. Truly, we are slaves.
That's right!
Slaves have enemies. Our enemies are called our masters. The masters claim they offer slaves a better life without liberty. The masters say they know what is best for us, that we can only injure ourselves if left on our own. Who are our masters? They walk the floors of Congress. They sit in black robes and decide ad hoc what is moral. They are the bureaucrats at regulatory agencies whose sole purpose is to castrate the populace with binding red tape. They push papers. You know what they say? I'm just doing my job. Our enemies are companies that seek the hand of government to fix their mistakes, and companies that stifle competition through their friends with power. Our enemies are those who willingly ride the welfare train. Our masters do not help the economy. They loot, they connive, they beat us into submission. And then they have the audacity to tell us we are free. Our masters say that taxes run government, regulations keep Americans from hurting themselves. Taxes provide benefits you wouldn't otherwise have. Regulations keep businesses honest. Taxes enable those less fortunate to receive assistance. Taxes keep drugs off the streets and keep kids in schools. When any social or economic problem arises, the panacea from our enemies is more regulation, more taxes, and inevitably less freedom. When was the last time the media reported that poverty had ended, or American children have the highest test scores in the world, or that no one uses illegal drugs? The answer is never. Regulations and taxes do not make for a better world. They do not make people behave more altruistically. They do not grow the economies where you cannot steal and expect positive results. You cannot legislate your morality. You cannot lift people from poverty by making poverty attractive. You cannot fix perceived injustices by legislating standards. You cannot create money out of thin air without devaluing the money that already exists. You cannot fix a depressed economy by punishing those who invest and rewarding those who fail. The Tea Parties across the nation today are only the beginning of our fight. Our grievances are monumental. We know who the enemies are. We know that they will not cower into submission hearing our words. We know that they will continue to gain supporters through their handouts and gibberish of change. That is why we must act now and move the fight forward before our masters have taken everything. Start by examining what aspects of government you support and ask if they infringe upon the rights to life, liberty, and property of you or anyone else. If you favor any social programs, for instance, ask from whom the support comes. Whose rights are you taking to provide more to others? If you believe in the legitimacy of the Federal Reserve, ask upon whose authority it is to devalue your money. If you believe in financial regulations, ask yourself how bureaucrats can effectively know the true market interest rates. Examine everything the government does and all the ways in which you are now a slave. Don't ask to become a house slave instead of a steel hand. Lowering income taxes is not enough. Reducing handouts is not enough. Hoping for change through the political process is not enough. Either we commit fully to being free or we will inevitably end up losing everything.